Hello everyone and welcome to Hemel-Down Model Railway. Just doing a little bit of a random live stream whilst I'm working on the layout. Just going to give it a few minutes to see if anyone comes in, and what I'll do is if they could just let me know if the sound and picture's okay, and I'm going to crack on with a few little bits on the layout. So at the moment I've just got a couple of locos running. Got the S15 and also the Class 66. I've just been doing some new track work, so this is why you can see a different view of the layout. So I'm currently working on the separate side, well, the other side should I say, of the layout, which is the bit that nobody really gets to see. But I'm starting a new project and actually getting some work done on this side of the layout. So just behind that sort of white retaining wall there, you'll see that I've kind of boxed off a little bit so you can't see anything behind it. That's because it's going to be for a future video. Hello Andrew, how are you? Can you just let me know if the sound and picture is okay? Hi Andy and hi Clive. Loud and clear, perfect. So yeah, I was just saying, been doing a little bit of track laying this morning. So I've decided to start using up some of the space that I've got over the other side. So I've now started work on the 8-foot fiddle yard section. What I have done is to hardwire my DC line in, and I'm going to be adding, where you can just see a little bit of a station there, is where I'm going to have a bit of a loop, and the white sort of retaining wall that you see there will be where the top level 2 lines will come. Welcome to Al, Brenton Junction, Charleston Eastgate, and Dino. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a little bit of a random live whilst I was working on the layout and just have a couple of trains going. It's taken me about 2 or 3 hours this morning to get the DC line back up and running. Just behind the sort of white retaining wall there is where the loop just went before. I didn't actually have any track whatsoever on the board in front of you. So now I've decided to start laying some track down on there. And then behind that retaining wall, I'm going to have another 8 DCC lines with loads of like sort of crossovers and points and all that sort of stuff to give a little bit of interest around sort of the platform area. But I'm not going to show any of that plan, unfortunately, right now, because I've just pre-recorded a video that I'll be popping into YouTube in a sort of a few days' time. So how is everyone? Are they all keeping well? I wasn't expecting anyone to really join. I just thought I'd go live. It kind of stays on the channel anyway. I know people are probably having lunch and everything at the moment, but just thought I'd do a little bit of work up here and go live at the same time. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I've got back into a normal sleep pattern now. I've got 3 days off now, so I'm not back to work until sort of Thursday evening. So got a few days up here to do a few little bits on the layout, which is always good. Hey Andy, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Dan's model railroading journey, about to head off to work, but saying hi from Minneapolis. Oh, welcome. Thanks very much for popping in just before you head off to work. Much appreciated. Dino, waiting for the postman to bring my new wagons. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm waiting for the postman as well. I've got a couple of sections of track that I'm just waiting for. Just some Pico short straights, just so that I can do some of the bits for the DC line, because I've only got one of them operational at the moment, because I've disconnected it to take out some points where I'm moving the points further down the layout. Al, I've just come out of the loft, gone down from the loft for a bit of lunch and then off to the model shop. Are you buying anything in particular, Al, or just having a bit of a browse? Layout is looking great, Mark. Thanks a lot. You don't really get to see this side of the layout, so this is so this view that you can see in front of you is just a new kind of section that I'm working on. Closest to you will be a slightly curved platform, and then there'll be sort of like a storage side, the other side of the platform there. And it just gives a little bit of variation and stuff with the layout. So I thought I'd have some sort of curves in there. You know, there'll be a bridge tunnel at the top there, and then with two train lines running above these lines, and then a nice big sort of retaining wall with some archways and stuff in there, and then some views so you'll be able to see through to all the fiddle yard and stations at the back of where that retaining wall is. So Dakota bits and bits of track points. Oh, nice. Clive, I'm going to work on my new layout soon. Oh, that sounds good. Are you going to be posting it up on YouTube, or is it just going to be on any other platform? Are your platform Metcalf kits? Yes, they are. I've got the Grand Central Station, which I'm just going to grab now. So if I show you, so that's what I've got so far, but that's going to go over the other side of the layout. And then the actual platform pieces themselves, I'm going to change those up, kind of make some of my own kind of platforms and stuff like that. I've just kind of put it in just to sort of judge how far the how far away from the track and stuff like that they currently sit at the moment. But I think I'm definitely going to scratch build a lot more things rather than using kits. Need to sort out a decent camera first. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if the picture quality is okay, but I'm just using my phone for anything that I do. So all of my videos are done on my phone. All the editing is done on my phone. I mean, it could be a little bit better, but obviously with money going into the layout, you know, camera is not really an option for me at the moment, but it is something that hopefully it will improve in the future and get a decent camera. Yeah, see, I've got the I use the iPhone as well, just changed the settings on it and stuff, and the picture quality comes out okay. I do need to add in a little bit more lighting towards the back of the layout because it tends to get quite dark, and then where the lights are above me, it always casts a shadow. So I've just had come in the post a new switchboard for my lighting. I did hardwire it into the dropper, into the bus bar, but I'm a little bit sort of cautious of adding any more lights into it and taking any more power. So what I've done is to purchase a little switch box so that I can turn lights on and off around the layout. So for instance, I can just have like the coal yard switched on or the station light switched on, because if I'm running trains in the sort of like the daylight and I've still got the lights on in the background, so you know I want to be able to sort of change them up and stuff. So this is what I got. It's one of those. So what I'll do is just you can wire in about 8 into that. So I have sort of like my town scene on that, coal yard and station. Comes up with little green LEDs to say it's switched on and stuff. So I've tested it out already. And you just plug transformer into there. So I've got a 6-volt transformer, and then I'll put some resistors on for the 3-volt LEDs that I've got, and then I'm just going to mount that up. It's an RK PDU2, if that makes any sense. Just something cheap that I got off Amazon, but it's quite sturdy and stuff, and nice switches. Oh, I missed the Monday Club last night, so I'll have a little watch through and catch up on those. I use my phone for earlier videos, but haven't a clue on how to edit them. So if you've got an iPhone, the editing apps that I use is, I think it's called VN, and you can upload sort of a selection of videos, and you've got all the little sort of options that you can do, fade them in and out and all that sort of stuff. And then I also use vlog editor. So I edit in the vlog editor and then upload it into VN as one unit, and then I can do any sort of fine tuning on that, if that's any help to you at all. So I'm going to move the camera back a little bit, and you'll see a little bit more of the layout. It is a little bit of a mess at the moment and stuff, so I do apologize, but so I'll give a couple of maybe some different angles. The sections that I'm working on at the moment. So there's no Jenny. Jenny's got flu, so Zoe took over. Oh, okay. So none of the boards in front here are actually pinned down or anything yet. So they have like a little bit more sort of give in there. So the track looks a little bit uneven at the moment. But I've corked the opposite end, and now just working on putting the cork down on this one here. So that's what I'm just doing in the background, rather than showing my face, because I haven't done my hair or anything. I look a bit of a state with my hood up and everything. So I just thought I'd do some of these shots and have the have the one camera on there, and then I can be near the mic on the laptop on this end. So the back of the layout, just where the laptop is now, is currently the bit that I'm working on, just getting all the cork down and stuff, which will help some of the running and stuff. Hi Dave from Swindon's Junction, thanks very much for joining, and hello to Lee. I say this is just a little bit of a random live stream just while I'm working on the layout. The big blocks of white risers that you see, courtesy of Rigsy from Gotham Station, they're in the background there, just blocking off some of my track plan, because that's going to be in a video. But all I can say is there could be sort of about 8, maybe 10 if I can squeeze it, lines in the back there. Let's say if anyone's not subscribed to each other and you just want to chuck your channel in the chat, feel free to do so. That's why everyone's a mod on here, just makes it nice and easy. So I'm not sure, I think Jason's live tonight, I believe. Is he on at 7 o'clock tonight? I think he didn't do one last week, wasn't it, because of Valentine's Day? But yeah, I'm sure he's at 7 o'clock today. So if I do go a little bit quiet, sorry, it's just because I'm trying to concentrate and I'm a man, I can't multitask. But yeah, I'm just going to start grabbing some bits and pieces to get some of the cork down and stuff, if I can find everything. Cheers, Andy from Charleston Eastgate. Thanks for popping in, mate. So I will move the camera around in different places because obviously I'm going to need to be putting some cork down and stuff like that as well. So there'll be times where I'll need to move the laptop a little bit. Are you working on your layout, Lee, as well? Is that the Melwood Drive one, or are you up in the loft today? It's actually quite nice and warm up here. I've not had to have like the little heater on and stuff. I mean, I would say it's nice and warm. It's probably only about 14 degrees, but it's better than the 1 or 2 degrees that it has been. But apparently it's supposed to get a little bit cold again. So half the reason that I'm actually doing some of this track work and stuff, I've just found that doing like all that scenic work and stuff, like waiting up to 4 days for it to dry before I can do the next bit, it's just, you know, taking way too long to do anything. So I thought, do you know what, I'll get cracking on with doing the second level, all the structural work for the second level. So I've cut loads of wood. You can see little blocks of wood around in the background. I've been cutting a load of wood for like the supports and stuff like that. I've got some plywood at the back there, so that'll be the next half done. And then where that white block is going to snake round. So I'm going to cut some plywood to match that kind of shape. So I'm just using those as little blocks to work out distances for the tracks and stuff, and see where I can maximize the amount of track that I use. So just until maybe sort of March or so, I'm just going to sort of quit doing any more sort of scenic work or anything that needs gluing, and yeah, just work on some of this track work. I think it will add a little bit more interest that I can show this half of the layout as well, rather than just showing one sort of scenic side as well. I'm going to move the camera down a little bit further. try and keep it a little bit interesting. So this is where you can see where I'm starting to sort of mark out where I'm doing sort of like the top tracks and stuff. It's only just a rough guide at the moment. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way as well. It's been doing some soldering as well of the track. With a messy modeler when it comes to keeping everything sort of tidy. Ah, hello Bernie. How you doing, mate? You all right? Lee, we'll have a video out soon on the loft, what you've been working on. Nice one. Cheers, Dino. I know it's lunchtime for everyone. Apologies. I just thought I'd come on and do a little bit of work and show you kind of what I'm up to. So none of that blue wood in the background is sort of fixed in or anything. It's all just stuff that I'm cutting up ready for the next level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the N15 in just for a few minutes, just because I'm going to need to lay some track underneath, some cork underneath where the points are by the laptop. And then I'll probably just move the camera over to sort of the scenic-y side for a few minutes. Let's see if I can whiz this one past and up. Probably take a little bit further up, actually. There we go, just taking it off that line for now. Right, now I've got to find where I put half the stuff. Let me move you around. Oh, try not to show you too much of that side. Just readjust the legs. There we go, for a few minutes. I'll give you a little view. Of just that side. Sorry, it's not that interesting. You can't really see much, actually. Just have to move that frame back manually because I've only got one DCC line at the moment. It's all in pieces over the other side, so there's actually only one loop that I haven't got to. So I'll try and keep one eye on the chat and one eye on my fingers whilst I'm cutting up some cork and stuff. So I'm only going to be on until probably about sort of 1:45 or so. It's quite nice to actually do some work up here and stuff. I think a large logo class 37 would look beautiful on that layout. I think it will as well, Bernie. So I meant to message you this morning, but I didn't want to message you too early because I've been up quite early this morning. But I'll give you a text after the live stream, and we can chat. Are you going live after Jason's stream tonight, Bernie, at all? I'm not sure, but I think Jason's on at 7, isn't he? So with the cork that I'm using, so I'm just using a 3mm cork on the bottom tracks, but then on the second level, I won't actually be using any cork at all. Just purely because my woodworking skills are not great. So it's a little bit uneven. So with the with the 3mm cork, I've kind of sort of sand it down a little bit in areas like I had to do with that sort of hump in the middle of the track. You don't want blood on the live stream? No, nor do I. I did. I was doing some wallpapering once. A bit of a story for you. I was doing some wallpapering, and this wallpaper that I brought was like it was felted wallpaper, so it was really thick. So I had my hand at the top, and I was cutting along the edge of the ceiling, and it was quite hard, like, to cut through. So as I was cutting through it and putting some pressure on it, I slipped and I cut through my knuckle with a Stanley blade, and I didn't go to the hospital or anything, but what I did was to pull my finger back to seal where the slice had gone through and just taped it. But yeah, that bled so much. It was so painful as well, and I could see right down to the bone as well. But even now, it's a little bit, gets a little bit stiff and stuff sometimes. Never a nice thing. Well, that will teach me for not watching what I was doing. Flock wallpaper, yeah, that's the one. Had all like these. It was like black and silver, and it had all these like skulls on it and stuff. Yeah, nasty cut. So this the DC line that I'm working on at the moment, going to be lifting it back off to secure down the boards, and then putting in the holes for the point motors and stuff like that. And then it'll be sort of loosely tapped in a few places just so that I can have some locos running. And then whilst I work on the other side of the layout, I know that that's not going to move and it's all in place. Then I'm going to start working out what point motors and stuff I'm going to use. Hi Tim, thanks for joining. Yeah, track testing's going all right so far. So I spent about 2 or 3 hours this morning. So all I've really done is put in, let's say, 3 double 4th radius curves, 2 sets of Pico large radius curves, points, sorry, and then 2 lengths of flexi track, just to give a little bit of variation to the track. So I've just done some cork around the back there, so I'll bring you back over to show you kind of what I'm working on at the moment for anyone that hasn't seen it. Now let's send the loco around and find where I put the handset. There we go. So what I'm going to do is add a couple of droppers to the DC line as well. I've only got one point where it's actually connected to the track, the power supply. So what I'm going to do is just feed a few wires from sort of this point and take it sort of around the curves and stuff. There doesn't seem to be any drop in power or anything. It doesn't seem to slow down around any curves, so I just want to make sure that I keep that continuity of power around the tracks and stuff. So as you can see, it seems to be going through quite nicely. It's a little bit uneven yet because you've still got to obviously put the boards down. But yeah, from a distance, like sort of sitting back here and stuff, it's nice to see sort of train snaking through. I think when I build it up with sort of bridges and big retaining wall, and then it's got sort of 2 running lines in the distance, and then you'll be able to see through to all the other tracks and stuff. I think visually it's going to look quite nice. A little bit undecided on what I'm going to do with that corner in regards to adding in some sort of scenic stuff. I might add in sort of a continuation of the town scene on there, or an industrial site or something like that, and then sort of back towards the other end of the camera I'll then add in a more sort of a countryside section. Thanks Tim. Yeah, it's starting to get there a little bit. I find that I just end up sitting here for sort of half an hour or so, and time's gone and I've not achieved anything, but I keep looking at like different camera angles and, you know, how it will look if I had the track this way, if I had a tunnel here. So I've been drawing sort of little plans and ideas and stuff, and I sat down with some pen and paper yesterday and the day before, just working out like sort of ideas and stuff. Just gonna have a little look back. So Bernie, if I get all 6 cameras working, yes. Oh, so yeah, Jason will be on at 7, so I take it you'll probably do what, a 8:30 or something like that. But yeah, I'll try and join in for them. Well, not join in, but I'll be watching in. And then I'm thinking, if no one's doing a live stream, maybe Wednesday I might do one. Or if you are doing a live stream going through StreamYard, I'll join in. Got a bit of time on Wednesday night. So Lee, you're working on plaster. Are you working with plaster of Paris on the layout? No, that sounds interesting. I suppose the beauty of that for you is that you're in a room, not in a loft, so it dries quite quickly. I was just saying, obviously up here, it's just everything's taking so long. What's that polystyrene for? Is that just going to be a wall, or is it something else? So that wall at the moment is just to kind of block off what I've done for a video on the other side of the layout, but it's actually going to be kind of a curved retaining wall that's going to house the two top tracks on. So it will come off the top section, go down to sort of two single running tracks, and sort of snake through and above with like loads of like bridges and bits and pieces. I'll kind of show you a little sort of sneak of the other side. So up here will be what I've got on that side. So the lines will go all across the back there. There'll be another big square board that will have a load of like tunnel portals there. And then this will be sort of like an iron bridge that will come down, and the tracks will run along the top of these bits here. Yeah, so all the little bits of wood and stuff at the background there is where I've been kind of making all the supports and everything for the layout. What I'll do is I'll draw around the base of them. I'm going to drill a little pilot hole through the baseboard, and then screw from the bottom with like a washer on it as well, just to hold that in place. Just for, you know, any reason that I will need to take that off, at least then I can just kind of unscrew it and stuff and just remove off the top section. I'm going to try and do all of the joints and stuff will be over the sections that I do as well. So if I do need to take it out or anything like that, and then behind sort of where the tracks are on top, and obviously that becomes a retaining wall, I can then add in all my droppers and everything and be hidden by like retaining walls on both sides. I hope that kind of explains it. You'll see a little bit more in an update video that will probably be out tomorrow, because I've filmed it this morning just on a brief of what I'm doing on the other side. But the tracks that you actually see in the video, I haven't got any locos running. I'm just literally show you a plan of what I'm doing. So this is a bit advanced in some of the video that you might see. I'm just going to do some more cork work and stuff just behind the camera. Might as well take the opportunity to do as much work up here as I can before the children come home. And then it all goes crazy with it being pancake day today. I think I've seen your videos before. Have you totally rebuilt your layout? Oh, that's to Lee. Look at that 66. All right, Bernie. Here's a very nice 66s too. It's probably one of the best running locos that I've ever had. It's really good on like the slow speeds and stuff. I do need to get some more of those hoppers and stuff for it though, to make a longer train for it. I'm sorry if there's a load of banging in the background. It's on the old cork and stuff. Clive, hi Mark, I'm working on my model of Stanley Harbour layout and I'm rewiring it and working on my new layout. Oh, awesome. I didn't ask again, but did you get my email? Yeah, Andy, sorry. Apologies, I keep meaning to text you and stuff. But I'll text you my video. I'll text you my number, and we can sort out for Ali Pali. I have seen obviously that they propose rail strikes again. I saw that you posted in the chat, which I can't believe. Every time I try and go to an event, there's a rail strike. I must be cursed. But my wife said that she would possibly give me a lift down there. It's only about an hour's drive. So yes, I hope. Yeah, I'll still be going. But yeah, I won't be going by tube. Are you using NEM tension lock couplings, or have you switched to KD or magnetic couplings? No, at the moment I've just got NEM couplings on some of my stock. So the class 66 is all just NEM couplings, and then because some of those carriages that I've got are the older Hornby and Lima ones, they're all the decoupling. But I think I watched a video the other day. Someone posted up one about the magnetic couplings and stuff, like the Hornby ones with the pipes. So yeah, I might in the future look at upgrading some of them. I need to convert some of the decouplings into NEM couplings anyway for some of the Lima stock. And so yeah, that's just that'll be an ongoing project that I'll do over time. Yeah, Andy. So I was going to go from Amersham Tube Station, but I actually live in Wickham, but Amersham's only like 9 minutes away from me. No, she won't be joining. She'll just be dropping me off, so it'll just be me. Tim, I have the Hornby ones. The only good thing Hornby has made recently, got to say that the magnetic couplings are really good. Yeah, you're not the only one, and I'm glad to hear that they have made something good for a change. You know, so yeah, definitely, I'm definitely thinking of those. like I'm also thinking about the HM7000. I'll wait for some reviews on it and stuff, but you know, I have some DCC ready locos that I kind of want to put in and stuff, and you know, like they're free, you know, sound chips and stuff like that, because you've got the different files on them and stuff. That sounds quite good as well. So I'll wait and see if there's a few reviews of those and see if they work out quite good. But that looks quite interesting too. So I'm hoping that's, you know, another good thing that they've done this year. Sorry if I go a little bit quiet again. I'm just doing some more cork. It's always so time consuming doing all of this cork work and stuff, but it'll be worth it in the end. The ballast does fall off quite nicely. I know some people don't tend to use cork and stuff, but I do find that putting the ballast over the edge and stuff, it does give a nice little bit of height to it as well. Oh, hello Roger at St Blazy, how are you? Hope you're keeping well. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Bit of a mismatch of cork and stuff here, but I'm just trying to use up as much little bits and pieces that I can just to get all of this corner in. The loco is sort of slowing down a little bit because I've got some of the track lifted up in sections at the back here, so I'm trying to do it as and when the train passes. And then I'll move the camera around a little bit. Are you going for a particular era, or are you doing what I've done to run what trains you like? Yeah, to be honest, at the beginning I was going to just do sort of a steam era, and then seeing all of these sort of diesel locos and stuff like that, I've now kind of got into that as well. So yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of everything, but then I will be doing some sort of themed videos. So I'm trying to do my layout. Excuse the banging, I'm just going to put a track bin in. So yeah, I'm trying to do my layout with some thought to what sections I can film different things. So there'll be some locations where I can do, you know, just focus on sort of like the steam trains, and then there'll be like a town scene with like some more modern image and stuff like that. And hello Brian at the Angel Shares, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Sorry to hear, Roger, that you've not been too good, but I hope you either get better or get through. It's always one of those things, isn't it? Health, I'm afraid it's yeah, definitely out of anyone's control. I'm just going to wait for this loco to go past, and then I'm going to be putting in another track pin, so apologies for any banging. So I'm just temporarily pinning this in place until I go to the shop tomorrow and pick up some additional screws and stuff just to secure this top board in. All right, so that's a little bit better. Followed this since you started. And it's good how you've developed it. Thanks a lot. It's all just yeah, a little bit of sort of trial and error and stuff. Some things I probably would have changed already, but yeah, so far it's going kind of the way I envisioned it. Got to work out yet how to do my fiddle yards. That's going to be sort of another, what would I say, about 10-15 feet that stretch down the sides. So yeah, there's a lot of planning going to be in that, but I wanted to make this smaller fiddle yard so I can house some of my locos and kind of mix up the trains that I am running and stuff at the moment. And just move over again the camera, so apologies. Bring it up. There we go. How's that looking? Should be looking all right. Oh, Anthony, thank you very much for joining. How are you? I hope you're feeling a little bit better. So probably only going to go for another sort of 10-15 minutes or so, because then I'm going to stop for a bit of lunch. Now that I've managed to get quite a bit of this track done, I've only got 3 double 4th radius curves to get some cork down on, and then that should all be nice and done. And then I'll be working on the second, well, 3 more bits of flexi track just behind where that station was that you saw previously, just to kind of get that fixed in place and stuff. didn't think I'd have the trains running today. I thought it would be tomorrow that I'd kind of get them back up and running, but I managed to get those tracks in without any issues. The curves are nothing more than 4th radius, so still quite a smooth transition through the curves and stuff, and I shouldn't have any problems with any type of loco that I run on it. So obviously the inside line where the S15 is just going to be a DC line, but then I can change out 3 locos whilst I'm doing a running session on that as well. So where that pannier tank is sat at the moment is a holding line. So if I isolate off now the N15, I could then bring out the pannier tank and have that run the entire loop, and then I'll be able to put that back into the siding or stop at near the station and then have another loco. So, you know, during a video you could see that there's 2 types of steam trains running on one line, which is quite good for sort of playability and stuff, keeps it interesting. Just go back up some of the comments. I can say I'm well, still a bit tired, but first day I felt normal in a while. Joyce is better, but still pretty down. My daughter is about the same. Well, glad you're not sort of in the middle of it and you're kind of on the mend. That's good to hear. We went through sort of a couple of weeks back where, you know, my wife and children were all ill. I'm going to move it over a little bit and just show you this little bit that I'm working on again. So just I'm going to put the camera down. Can't show too much, obviously. So that's that bit that I'm working on there. So I've now just placed all the cork underneath this section here. So I've done all of that now. Where those wires are there, that's where I need to drill down because I've hardwired the DC unit in. Yeah, Roger, it's a bit of modeler's license, isn't it, really? I think you do get some people that say that you shouldn't run this and you shouldn't run that. Well, you know, I'm not about that. I'll kind of run what I can. If I can get it that it all matches, then that's good. But, you know, I've had steam trains, you know, pull in the Network Southeast coaches because that's all the coaches that I had before. So, yeah, I'll kind of run it how it is. But then, obviously, when the layout develops a little bit more, I want to be able to do some sort of, you know, proper themed videos and stuff with, you know, stuff matching. So 1996 was the last time that you had any sick from work. Wow, that's an impressive record. The only time I had recently was off work was when I had COVID. I think that's about almost 2 years ago now. And then I did my back at exactly the same time as well. So I was out for about 3 weeks with that, and then it took about 12 weeks for my back to get better, and I was on lighter duties. I've never done my back before, and I never wish that I could do my back again. So you know, I couldn't move my legs, I couldn't sleep, couldn't do anything. So sometimes I get a bit of an ache in it and stuff, and I have to be careful. But yeah, generally it's a lot better. Yeah, that's true, Roger. You know, I don't have an endless pot of money and stuff. A lot of my stuff is, you know, secondhand, or, you know, like the carriages, you know, I've won them cheaply off of eBay and stuff. And when I get a little bit more confident, I'll weather them up and stuff like that, and, you know, change the couplings and bits and pieces. So, you know, I do get treated to a couple of new locos and stuff. But yeah, with the rising costs and everything, it's just hard to keep up, isn't it? I'd love to have all the latest stuff, but yeah, unfortunately, my wallet won't stretch that far, you know, with bills and everything else. But, you know, I'd be happy if I was still running some of the stuff that I got from my granddad and stuff. You know, I've still got those locos, and, you know, sometimes I sit here off camera and just run those, and, you know, I'm happy as Larry. It's all about the fun of it, isn't it, really? And, you know, to be honest, I've had it's so good. Like, you know, everybody doing all these live streams now and doing videos and everything else. Like, it's a real good community that everybody's part of, and, you know, enjoying that just as much as doing the actual layout itself. You know, for me, this is just a hobby that's kind of you know, taking my mind off of the day-to-day things. I think this is why I focus so much on doing it. For me, my life was all just work, and I needed a place where I could just sort of kick back and relax a little bit. And yeah, for doing this has really sort of helped me mentally. Um, you know, when I do get stressed out from it, you know, I just take a little step back. My job keeps me away for sort of 4 or 5 days at a time where I can't come up in the loft, so it's not as if I'm at it all the time and, you know, getting wound up by it. But yeah, I'm just enjoying, you know, being a part of it, really. It's inspiring people that do stuff on their layouts and stuff like that. And yeah, I thought I would just yeah, I've got some of that trying stuff as well. They need to all have a bit of a service and everything, but yeah, I'll be putting some videos up with some old trying stuff, and if I ever see something cheap online, you know, trying wise, and I can repair it or whatever, then yeah, that's another little bonus, isn't it? Just something else to run. So Andy, Sunny Boy buys them, I help run them. Nice one. Well, you know, it's good that, you know, your son sort of takes an interest in doing that sort of thing. Unfortunately, my children are not yet at that point of sort of wanting to be up here and run trains. I think they're more into the fact that I do YouTube than the actual train layout itself. So I think, you know, being a YouTuber is, to them, is more, oh wow, look, you know, Dad's on YouTube, rather than the actual like train related stuff. Um, but one of my daughters is quite interested. You know, she comes up to the loft. She always asks to have a little look and stuff like that. So, you know, there is some interest there. So maybe, you know, I've got a 1 in 5 chance that one of them will keep this going when I'm gone. So the layout has come a long way since you moved into that place, Mike. It's brilliant. Yeah, well, I can't believe it. Well, in a few days it'll be. So I moved in here in February, but then I didn't get up into the loft. I think it was about April or May time is actually when I started putting the floor down. So yeah, it's coming on all right. I just I think I've put so much into doing like sort of scenic work and stuff. I really now need to get sort of the track work done on the other side of the layout, and then I can show off a little bit more, rather than just sort of showing one side of the layout. But I'm still pretty pleased with, you know, how that side has gone. I was just saying earlier, in case you missed it, that it's the fact of everything's taking so long to dry when doing scenic work that I'll take a break from that now until it warms up. You know, sort of it being 15-20 degrees up here, things will dry a lot quicker than when it's, you know, 1 or 2 degrees. So yeah, so for now I'm just going to work on building the structures up at the top here. Yeah, Andy, that's true. You know, you never know, they might grow an interest in time. I don't ever sort of like, you know, force it on them or anything like that. You know, I let them ask me. Right, so I'm quickly going to move you around over the other side, and then I'm probably going to log off in a few minutes' time. See if I can get a slightly different angle if I bring the tripod through this side. A bit closer. There we go. Something slightly different. So thanks for everyone for like popping on and stuff. I didn't really think that I'll get sort of 14-15 people in the chat. So, you know, thank you very much everyone for popping on and stuff. I'm still here for another couple more minutes, but if you want to bung any links in the chat or you're not subbed, I think everyone probably is by now. But if you want to quickly chuck your channel in the chat, feel free to do so. And yeah, thanks very much for joining. Really appreciate everyone popping in. I've probably not done as much as I thought I was going to do. But, you know, the sort of 3 hours that I had prior to going live, I've actually done quite a bit. So that's quite nice. And I've still got another hour or two after lunch to get some more track work done. Or some of the cork work done. All right, Bernie, I'll drop you a text in a bit. But thanks for joining, mate. And hopefully catch you on a live stream after Jason's. Look forward to hopefully seeing 6 cameras. That'll be good. Cheers for hopping in, Brian. Thanks a lot. So yeah, so I'm going to speed up these trains and see if I can bring them into shot quite nicely. First of all, I'll stop the N15 in. Thanks, Clive. Cheers for popping in, mate. I really appreciate that. So I lost the other controller then. I'll speed up this 66. Bring that round the back, and then I'll stop that one up as well, and then yeah, then I'll be heading off. So look forward to seeing your video later on, Lee. See what you've been up to. That'll be good. I'm just waiting for the 66 to come around the corner, and then I can stop that on the straight. Just because I'm going to be doing some track work over the other side, so don't really want to be knocking it off the track or anything. Cheers, Andy. Thanks for popping in, mate. Really appreciate it. And I'll ping you over a text as well this afternoon once I get down from the loft. And we can sort out some details for Ali Pally. That'll be good. Thanks for your support, mate. Oh, your video's out on Monday, Lee. Oh, well, I look forward to seeing it on Monday. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate you all popping in and saying hello, and getting to see a little sneak peek of some of the testing that I'm doing on the other side of the layout. There will be an update coming out in a couple of days' time of some of the other side of the bit of polystyrene there. So hopefully you'll get to see that. And yeah, for now, I'm going to go and grab some lunch. So thanks everyone for joining. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.